Welcome to Keto Meals and Recipes.com. Today I'm featuring these amazing keto hamburger buns. I worked on this recipe for quite a while and created it because I'm tired of seeing all the fathead pretend breads that are not really breads at all. I think breads should not rely on mozzarella or cream cheese to make it stick together. However, in some of my recipes I do use buttermilk or yogurt to simulate sourdough bread taste, but that's a bit different because it's a flavor enhancer and not the principal binding agent which mozzarella and cream cheese are meant to replace. I'd like to mention that this is not only a recipe video but also a technique and how-to video, so I hope you'll watch to the end and see how I make my keto hamburger buns. And in the comments section, please do let me know if you've tried the bread and what your thoughts are on it. The macronutrient ratio for the keto hamburger buns recipe is 2:1. With 9.8 grams of total carbs, 2.4 grams of soluble fiber, 5.9 grams of insoluble fiber, resulting in only 1.5 grams of net carbs per bun. This recipe works best if you use a food processor. Into your food processor, add all 8 of the room temperature eggs. I'd like to emphasize that it's really important that the eggs are not cold when you're making this recipe. And then blend for a minute. When you're done blending, the whipped eggs should be frothy and pale yellow. Next, you add the melted butter and blend until the eggs and butter are integrated completely. The next step, in a small cup and before adding to the food processor, combine your water and cream and stir very well. Add to the food processor and blend. Now for the dry ingredients, add them in the following order and blend each ingredient before adding the next one. So first add the coconut flour, the whole psyllium husk, Lakanto sweetener ground to confectionery, salt, the glucomannan powder, the baking powder and baking soda, and then blend for 30 seconds. Lastly, drizzle the white vinegar as you're blending and continue blending for 30 more seconds. The purpose of the white vinegar is to activate the baking soda and baking powder, so the vinegar must be added at the very end. When everything is well blended, remove the food processor blade and then let the dough stand for 5 minutes. In the meanwhile, also preheat your oven to 177 Celsius or 350 Fahrenheit and line your baking sheet with parchment paper. I'm using a half measure cup to scoop out the dough and level off the top, removing the extra dough. Then place the half cup of dough onto the parchment-lined baking sheet. I use a small spatula to scrape out all the dough from the measuring cup. This dough is very sticky and you want to get the entire half cup of dough placed on the parchment so that each bun has the same quantity, but leave plenty of space between each amount of dough. You want to space the buns well because they will expand when they're baking. Dip your fingers in cold water and gently, without pressing down, smooth and flatten the top as you're shaping the bun. You want it to have a circular perimeter. As with all of my recipes, these buns are completely grain and gluten-free. So they're perfect for celiac diets, so they're perfect for diabetic diets and sugar-free diets. So if you know someone with these conditions or similar metabolic conditions that would benefit from grain-free diets, please share this recipe with them. After patting down and shaping all of your buns, an optional step which I like to do is sprinkle about 1/4 teaspoon of raw white sesame seeds on top of each bun. When the buns are prepared, place the baking sheet in the middle position of your preheated oven. Bake for about 20 minutes, but don't be tempted to open the door. You want the heat to remain constant for best rise to the buns. After the 20 minutes, turn off the heat and place an oven mitt or something to hold the door slightly open. This is to let the buns cool slowly inside the oven for 10 minutes. Set your timer because if you leave them in the warm oven too long, they will get too dark brown and they will dry out. After the 10 minutes, remove the buns from the oven and place them on a cooling rack to finish cooling to room temperature. And that is all there is to making my fresh keto hamburger buns. I think you'll find the taste of these buns very satisfying and have a fairly good resemblance to regular wheat-based hamburger buns. Not exactly, but pretty close. And of course, these keto hamburger buns go perfectly with my Ultimate Keto Hamburger or my new Ultimate Keto Juicy Lucy Hamburger. I also like to use these keto hamburger buns when I have leftovers, such as with my next recipe. which will be my keto bulgogi, which is also known as keto Korean beef barbecue. With my keto bun and the leftover bulgogi, I make my keto bulgogi burger. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. If you haven't already, please subscribe and please activate your notification bell so that you will know when the keto bulgogi video is posted. The link for the printable Keto Hamburger Buns recipe and the recommended Ultimate Keto Burger and the Ultimate Juicy Lucy Hamburger will be available in the description below.